Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna talk about some myths about pornography. I'm Rita and today it's all about you. There are several myths about pornography in a much more psychological way. For many people, this is a topic that it's hard to discuss due to social, cultural, and religious beliefs. Because there are still a kind of demonization around pornography, creating fear and stigma. People may be in favor or against pornography, but there are lots of misinformation that is much more harmful than the pornography by itself. The first one says that pornography is bad for society, but the real thing is many studies have already shown that sexual crimes are much lower in areas where there is a easier access to pornography. Another issue is porn and objectification, but the fact is that it is extremely easy that a person that doesn't watch any type of pornography have the tendency to objectify a man or a woman. In a psychological way, objectification is an important part of the sexual desire and can be accepted in many aspects and in many cultures. But we have to know that this type of objectification can have different procedures and different meanings for men and for women and for the different cultures. Objectification in many cultures, when it's made by women, is not so threatening as when it's made by men. And of course this is because of the causes and the acts of violence against women are much more higher and much more common. Another myth is related to pornography that can eventually cause relationship issues or problems. But the reality is that porn can be eventually the escape for a problematic relationship. But this means that porn is not really a cause, but a consequences of issues in an intimate relationship. Another myth is connecting porn to erectile dysfunction, which is not scientifically proved whatsoever, and it's much more likely that to be shamed by watching porn cause this kind of issues in a person than the porn itself. It is proved that pornography doesn't cause any kind of sexual dysfunction or disease or any kind of mental problem in a healthy person. Sexual problems must be solved with psychological help, particularly with psychosexual therapy, and not really make a campaign against pornography that usually has no link or connection with this type of problems. Another myth is that pornography damages the brain, which is of course totally untrue, because people like porn because activates the pleasure center on the brain, and this doesn't have any type of connection with any kind of damages that the brain can suffer. Another myth is that pornography can lead to sexual violence. But study shows the exactly opposite. Watching porn and masturbation is not pathological, and studies even shows that men that watch porn are usually much more egalitarian than men that really doesn't watch it. The seventh myth says that porn can be addictive. But this idea is totally rejected by the medical community because there are compulsions, sexual behaviors, and there are sexual addictions. But none of this is caused by watching pornography, but caused usually by a chemical imbalance on the brain. Another myth related with porn and satisfaction, like being the only way of satisfaction, which is also not true, of course, because actually porn can encourage masturbation, which is healthy for a healthy sexual life and for a good relationship between the mind and the body. It also helps in the self-exploration of their own bodies, of the pleasure center, and of the satisfaction in general. Stop watching porn doesn't fix any kind of sexual disorder, any kind of issue, or any kind of relationship problem. It can eventually help to repress your own feelings, your imagination, and your erotic brain center, which eventually can drag you to another type of unhealthy form, which can eventually drag you to another type of unhealthy forms to stimulate your pleasure center. Watching pornography, it's easier now than ever before. It is reachable to anyone, and it can eventually transmit many wrong ideas about the sexual act and the sexual intimacy and relationship. And of course, this is why it may be dangerous to young minds and young viewers with no information, no maturity, and no experiences to understand sex in a much more higher level. And this is why pornography must be consumed only by adults. And so that's all for today, guys. I hope you like it. I hope you subscribe to the channel. Leave a thumbs up, share with a friend, comment if you want, and I'll see you next time for another video. Bye!